The human race depends on metaphysics. In the Cambridge Companion to Kant's Critique of Pure Reason, long ass title for a book, the famous philosopher's positions on metaphysics are explained. Remember from my last video on this book that Kant always seemed to have kind of an on again, off again relationship with metaphysics. In my opinion, he just always had a hard on for forming his grand system of the structure and function of the universe, like a lot of other philosophers, obviously. After waffling a lot for many years, Kant basically divorced metaphysics. He came to agree with other philosophers that it's unnecessary, at the very least, in terms of morality and rationalism. However, it turned out that Kant decided the whole book he devoted to destroying metaphysics was actually just a sharp criticism. Instead of abandoning metaphysics, he actually ended up getting fucking obsessed with the method and aims of metaphysics. He told other philosophers that after many struggles, he realized that the problems in metaphysics arose from not having a universally accepted standard for knowledge. He had found the method to resolve these problems. All of Kant's recent work revolved around the method of metaphysics. He was so devoted to this problem that he wrote a book about it. He actually totally reversed his position on it. After divorcing it long before then, Kant decided that the well being of the human race literally fucking depends on metaphysics. However, he maintained that while metaphysics is inevitable, the skepticism that caused him to divorce it in the first place is actually necessary for it to work properly. Before anything constructive can be achieved with metaphysics, skepticism is necessary to undermine its pretensions. A healthy understanding of metaphysics needs more than merely a doctrine of a method. Rigid understanding without skepticism will only corrupt us with illusions. This led him to attempt to construct a metaphysics of morals. The foundation can be morals, the method is yet to be determined, and dogmatism is supposedly avoided with skepticism. I'll get into that in the next video on this book, though. So, Kant divorced rationalism and even metaphysics as a whole. But then he decided to give it another chance and retconned his divorce as a harsh critique. He got obsessed with it again. Kant was always a fucking cuck to metaphysics, man. He decided that he could resolve his problems with it that apparently now revolved around not having a universally accepted standard for knowledge. And then he claimed to have found the right method. Due to Kant's obsession, he came to the fucking radical conclusion that the human race depends on metaphysics. He did clarify, though, that the same skepticism that inspired him to divorce it in the first place is necessary for his method behind metaphysics to be successful. Skepticism has to undermine its pretensions before we can achieve anything constructive with it. We need more than just a doctrine of a method for metaphysics. We don't want to get corrupted by illusions about metaphysics, which would occur without skepticism. Kant decided to construct a metaphysics of morals after that. Anyway, the main point in this is that Kant said the well being of the human race depends on metaphysics. The human race depends on metaphysics.